Brazilian style is very compatible with you. Expound on that.
The thing I love about Brazilian music is the amazing directness of the lyric, the incredible beauty and the harmonies that are used. It's incredibly sophisticated music. And, the songs are incredibly candid, but they say what they want to say. They don't say, I was looking at the moon and I thought about you. It's more like, the ocean. I smell the ocean and I wish it were. I smell. There's a smell. God, it's in another album I did, Aida. There's a scent that I feel in the air. I wish it came from the ocean, but it's you. Each line is a killer line, they're absolutely killer lyrics. They're really saying what you're really feeling.
Some of your critics say that you're a rare vocalist who completely at ease in singing in multiple languages while maintaining focus on the emotion of the lyrics to each song, And I listened to your records. I love this fantasy. I really do. I really do.
Thank you so much.
It's so soothing. And I love Brazilian music and Cuban music. Yeah, it's really beautiful. And but I want to get back to just for a moment about New York and when you performed with your first group, the Havana Midnight Jazz Quintet. Tell us how you put that together.
I was in the Berkshires. I was living in Stockbridge at the time. I lived there for many years. And
that's where you started singing again, right? Back in.
Well, I gave it up when I married my first husband, who did not want a wife who was performing. He's an economist. I met him at the University of Villanova in Havana. I've gone back to do my additional studies there, and it's a completely different world, where you just, sort of you listen, you obey. And not like me to obey, but you kind of fell into it,
Was that in Cuba?
Yeah. We married here, actually, and we lived here, but he was very strict. He didn't like me singing in public and all that stuff. A woman doesn't this and a woman doesn't that, or not a woman, lady. Anyway, so I gave up music I thought to make him happy, but it made me miserable. But, there were other issues that ended the marriage. Wasn't that? It had to do with the revolution and priorities at the time, and I needed to, our children were born here, and I wanted them to stay here. They were Americans, and they should not have to be part of an experiment.
I got you.
So, They stayed here, and they're here, and, they can do anything they want, but, their formative years should be spent where they were born, where they, I don't want anybody to practice politics with them. And so, anyway, we stayed here. But, and then I married again, and that was a very complicated marriage, and life was not spent, my music was internal, my writing was internal, nobody really knew what I was doing, it was just me, it was part of it's the little home that I went to,
Right.
But in my own head, but there was no time for that, to really exercise that craft, or even, it was a different
passion,
Oh, it was just, and then I married an English musician, guitarist, classical guitarist. We were married for 22 years.
All right.
And gradually, I didn't even told him that I was a musician. I didn't tell him that. And one day we were at a club in the Berkshires at La Cave, where actually Joan Baez was there. And she used to hang out there. This was during the days of the Music Inn.
Right.
At the Linux Arts Center. And we'd hang out this place, and it was a hotel owned by